movies over the years have generally been pretty good.
I like movies.
I like movies.
They're pretty cool.
They're alright.
I like when, they feel like movies. I like when, they have effects in them that look fun and exciting.
As to quote a brilliant, one of my favourite tweets on the platform, loads of CGI. Not good CGI. Loads of CGI.
Lots of CGI.
There is CGI in this film.
You know what? I'd even argue as well with this movie. There are people in it.
Yeah. Well,
although that can be up for debate sometimes.
We don't know.
But there are people. And I'd argue the pictures, they do move. It is a moving picture.
Yeah.
Although
cinema has plummeted.
Yeah.
This is rock bottom. How does it feel?
I want to die.
Yeah, no, same. This genuinely could be. I mean, Kraven the Hunter will make a good case. This could be the worst film of the year for me.
Ooh.
I'd be surprised if anything beat this.
It's definitely not a good start.
Yeah.
To the year. Yeah. I think. Okay. It's not good. let's just put it out here.
Let's put it out there.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is not good.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd say it's bad.
I would potentially go that far.
In fact, I go even further. It's not just bad, it's very bad. It is miserable.
That's the perfect word for it.
Utterly miserable.
I felt nothing but misery the entire way through this film. Nothing but misery.
Yep,
I think you looked over at one point and I was just staring into the abyss.
At some point, I think I saw you just kind of slouched. You were just slouched, and I could tell that you were not enjoying this. And to be fair, I nearly fell asleep.
Really?
At
which
one
point?
scene. It's the scene.
There's so many to pick from.
The one when Kang has Michelle Pfeiffer. I forget her name. In the movie.
Jeanette Van Dyne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
she slogs through this.
When
film.
in fact everyone fucking slogs. The biggest problem with this film. Right, of many, but the biggest is how bored everyone is.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's
been the VFX team.
Yeah, everyone's just bored. No one is interested. I think what's happened with Kang is the main thing of this.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Kang. Kang is great. You know what? He's quite good in it for the most part. He's
the
good.
best part.
Yeah, he's the best part of the film by far. But I think it's less that he's good, but more that he is trying to just inject a bit of life into it.
Yeah.
He's trying as hard as, and you know what? He does an alright job. The problem is he's surrounded by a film that is so uninterested in what it's setting up and what it's trying to be.
Okay, honest to God, credit to Jonathan Majors until the mid-credit scene. Credit to Jonathan Majors because he has so many hurdles to overcome here.
Yeah.
First of all, his fucking mask thing.
Nanotech.
The blue thing that goes over. Oh my God.
Stupid.
Stupid. For some reason, every time he uses his powers, he looks like he's trying to put out a really fucking big shit.
Yep. He
screams.
Yep.
The dialogue he's saying is very bad. The plot of the film itself is super fucking cliche.
It's cliche, but also which sounds weird.
Yeah.
But almost non-existent.
Yeah.
For a good portion of this film, of this 2-hour film, there's barely a plot.
Nothing really. Yeah. It just kind of goes.
Yeah. It's kind of shocking how fast it gets to the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Stuff that scene of the where they go we're going into the quantum realm and when whatever that happens in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It is shocking how quickly it gets to that.
Cassie is in this film. Catherine Newton, I have a suspicion. I think she was really fucking high. Her line delivery is weird.
There is one scene where a portal closes.
She says, "Dad."
She goes, "Dad," but but there's a 2-3 second delay. So the portal shuts and it's just silence and it's just,
"Dad."
"Dad."
She also delivers like some lines. Like she'll be like, "Oh, the protest," but with a massive like fucking smile on her face.
Yeah.
Like everything she delivers with a fucking maniacal grin.
But even that as well, there's this weird like subtext to it where it's like Cassie's like this teenage like rebellious like socialist like while like like Scott Lang is the calm common sense liberal like where he's going like, Cassie, you can't protest, like we need to like think about these things, blah, blah, blah. But then at the end he like he becomes, I don't know,
rises up against the authorities.
Yes, there's this weird like almost like political subtext in the film that I'm like is poorly like implemented into the film.
Yeah,
there's this whole thing of like Kang, like I think even says to like the Scott at one point like, you should have looked the other way and all that, and
then
like,
he says, "I'm bad at looking the other way."
Yeah, which like it's such like The Boys, right? The Boys, the Amazon show. That does a really good job of making fun of the superhero movie and making fun of the general of like the way like they kind of the way they use like the like the politics of a lot of these movies has this like very disingenuous feel to a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like this thing of like they're trying to be progressive, but it comes across as really dishonest.
Yeah.
Because at its core, they don't actually care about a lot of this like from like a political angle. They don't care about it. They use it as a way to just monetize it.
Yeah.
And to me, like this film it's like those scenes from The Boys, but they took it, but they thought like that was legit, and it's being played completely seriously, and it's such a weird film because it genuinely feels like a parody. Yeah. But it's not. This is the first film of a phase, and quite frankly, the beginning of a saga that's meant to be, like that's meant to shift the MCU. Why am I coming out of this film that is, this huge?
It's a hype vehicle.
Yeah, it's a hype vehicle. Anything else. Why am I coming out of it going, you know what? I have no interest in like coming back.
No, I'm actively dreading Kang Dynasty now because, well, one, it obviously is the same writer, and the writing in this film.
It's the worst.
It's a franchise worst.
You know what, right? Multiverse of Madness has shite writing.
Yeah.
Like, the writing in that is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Illuminati? Like, and all that. Like, like the writing in Multiverse of Madness is terrible.
Oh, the scene between William Jackson Harper and... who I love.
He's, yeah.
Great actor. In this film...
Looks bored.
Looks so bored and is wasted. The scene between him and Paul Rudd, where it's like, stop thinking that. Oh, stop, that's disgusting. Stop think...
Goes on for like 10 minutes.
Like 10 minutes. He's sat there going, fucking stop. And Bill Murray comes on, looking bored out his fucking skull. Was obviously there for 2 hours and just, they were just like, just go with the first take.
He came in, he came in, he sat down,
Didn't know the
ate
lines.
food. Yeah, he ate food and then he left.
He's hiding the script behind his behind the
he doesn't care. Like, and that's the problem with this film. No one cares. Yeah. No one. There is no energy here. Like like this is again like this is meant to start a whole new saga. I'm meant to be excited. Why am I coming out of this feeling bored?
How the fuck do you make this big, exciting new secret realm, and you can't figure out a color that isn't grey, black, or fucking. What's the other, like, a bad shade of purple or brown?
The film just looks ugly, straight up. I mean, look,
none of the creature designs are interesting.
Marvel has had a major CGI problem for basically the past, like, 5 or 6 years now.
And I think a lot of that shouldn't be pinned on the VFX artists, obviously.
No, it's more...
It's a time thing.
It's a time thing because...
as a result of Marvel.
Yeah, like the VFX artists are just doing their job. Yeah, but the problem is the VFX artists also don't have nearly enough time to sit down and actually craft the CGI. Now, granted, I don't think they need, like, Avatar time. Yeah. Avatars are totally different. That's a huge undertaking. That's totally different. But with these films... because they are constantly churning out fucking content, because they're constantly making these things, they don't have time to just sit down and just work on what they have. Exactly. So Quantumania looks like shit. Quantumania, like, it's kind of crazy how this film, which is in the quantum realm, it just looks so fake.
Yeah.
Like, every single scene looks so fake.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, every scene just looks, you know, okay, now sometimes, occasionally, when they were far away, they looked alright. But, you know, like, the opening shot,
yeah,
when Michelle Pfeiffer's, like, walking out and you see, like, the main, like, sky, that actually looked alright. That looks decent. Because it's in the back.
Yeah.
You can't really see where they've put the real-life stuff. That stuff's alright, but the problem is then
any
they
scene
shove...
where someone falls looks so bad.
Any scene where, you know, there's real people there just look like shit. The scene when fucking, when Janet, like, gets a ride.
Oh.
I like if, you know, for Hank and, Wasp. I forget her name. Like, you know, like, that scene where it's, like, shot, like, I guess in daylight, looks awful.
Yeah.
Like, the whole film looks terrible, and we haven't even gotten to the worst part of the effects, the worst character of the effect. We'll get to that, but the rest of the film looks awful. Like, I genuinely cannot believe Marvel did not think we need to delay this and give it more time. Like,
this isn't an Ant-Man film. It
No, it's
pretends
not.
to be an Ant-Man film. Okay,
it's not. Absolutely not.
so Ant-Man 1, there was a time when I would say Ant-Man 1 was one of my favourite films in the MCU, and it's still kind of, it's still up there.
It's fun. It's a fun
because
time.
it's a fun watch.
Yeah, it's fine.
And this, and it's creative in a way a lot of MCU films aren't. It uses Ant-Man's powers in fun ways.
Yeah.
The Thomas the Tank Engine bit is great.
Yeah.
This isn't that.
No.
This has no creativity with anything, let alone Ant-Man's power. He just gets big to stop. If something's big, Ant-Man becomes big to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
If he's fighting something hand to hand, he turns small and then turns big.
Yeah. That's it. It's almost an Ant-Man film. That's a shame to be an Ant-Man film.
You could swap. The only reason Ant-Man's in this film is because it's the quantum realm.
That's it.
But you could swap the words quantum realm with okay. You could genuinely make the exact same film with Thor if you just change the quantum realm into some like planet that Kang was exiled to.
Yeah, that's the problem with the film.
Could be Doctor Strange, a certain dimension, same film.
It feels like an obligation to give Ant-Man a trilogy.
Yeah.
Rather than actually making an Ant-Man film.
They couldn't come up with an idea for a third Ant-Man film, so they were like, "Oh, this." This feels like a discarded Doctor Strange concept.
Yeah, like it doesn't. The thing is, it barely feels just like an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Like it barely, you know, because it's one of them. One of the things that made the Ant-Man movies distinct was that they were small scale, like heist movies almost, and that was a big part of those films. Yet for some reason with this one, they decided no, like we need to make it a fucking like CGI fest.
Yeah, as forgettable as Ant-Man and the Wasp was, at least it was fun.
Yeah, like I do not like that film at all.
Yeah,
I do not like it. I think it's really dull, really boring.
Yeah.
But again, there
were fun moments.
But I would sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
And have it on in the background and at least be like, okay, whatever. Whereas like Quantumania, it made me angry watching it because I'm like, this is a $200 million film and it's so fucking amateurly made.
It's so miserable.
Like it is so. How the fuck does a film with this budget look so cheap?
Where is the money going?
That's the thing. Dune has a fucking lower budget than like a lot of these films.
Fantastic.
Dune looks incredible. The Batman looks incredible.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's not a CGI heavy, but a lot of CGI heavy films are coming out with the same budget or even lower and are somehow managing to look better. What the fuck's going on?
MODOK.
Yeah.
Is in the film.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Very interesting choice.
And by very interesting choice, bad choice. Like it is.
Okay, so
yeah.
first of all, don't know why MODOK's in the film at all.
I guess just for comedy, because look, it's the guy from the first one.
Why MODOK? It's just a weird choice.
Because
it's a very different version of MODOK.
Fans wanted MODOK.
But put him in something else that's more suiting to this, rather than having him be Kang's side. Am I supposed to believe that Kang didn't just fucking kill this man on sight?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, MODOK is such a weird part of the film. The thing is, like, MODOK's really hard to make in live action.
Yeah.
would argue it's a bad idea to even try.
Yeah.
Because it is such a, it's such a wild.
It's a comic book idea.
Yeah, it's a comic book idea, and it's and this is the key thing is like I've seen a lot of people say this, but like, oh well, it's in the comic books. The reason why these Marvel films still carry on, while they should have stopped after Endgame, but the reason why they still carry on is that's what comic books do.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but comic books, just because a comic does something doesn't mean a movie should also do that same thing.
No, exactly.
The different mediums, you have to do something differently. You can't just you can't just follow it to a ticket. If you do, you're gonna run into the problems that there was also faced. A lot of comic book fans hate the fact that there's no endings after time because people don't like that. A lot, and it's why with like film, the advantage of film is you can craft a complete beginning to end story. It's like for most comics, the best stories that people bring up are the ones that are typically one and done.
Yeah.
They're the ones that people actually say are the best stories.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Like, because they have an ending. They don't, movies shouldn't follow the same rules as comic books always, and that also extends to characters. Just because a character's in a comic book doesn't mean it won't translate over to movies as much.
Yeah,
MODOK is a prime example of that. Now, to be fair, I think when MODOK's got that, when MODOK has like the shield mask on,
he looks alright.
it looks fine because it's but then the moment that mask is gone, it looks stupid.
I think my main issue with MODOK is ignoring the CGI, because
it is hard to.
MODOK is a silly character. He is inherently comedic. I think a lot of adaptations give him a silly voice.
Yeah.
But he's also meant to be a genuine, somewhat threat, and that he's so smart. He's intelligent. And obviously he's meant to be like the leader of an organization and everything.
Yeah.
And I think if you're gonna do MODOK, you've got to play MODOK straight. But have the comedy come from his appearance and his voice and his mannerisms and all that.
It's a silly character.
But you've got to play it straight.
But it's one of them. Like playing him like a serious character goes a long way to make it funny.
This is what Marvel forgets. So much of comedy comes from contrasts. Take Zootopia for example. I think Zootopia is a very flawed film. But there's a scene, the Godfather parody in it. It's really funny because it's this really fucking small, I don't remember what kind of animal it is, but it's a really small fucking animal that comes in and delivers a fucking Godfather parody. Yeah. And it's funny as fuck because it's juxtaposition.
It's basic comedy.
That's what MODOK should be.
Yeah.
But Marvel forgets that and goes, quips. Where are the quips?
You just turn him into a joke.
Yeah, and so every line from MODOK is a quip, and every line to MODOK is, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be where the comedy comes from.
Yeah.
The comedy should come from the audience acknowledging that MODOK is funny, whilst MODOK is being this serious fucking even Shakespearean type villain. Yeah,
it's good. It's a silly design. It's a weird thing where it's a silly design, and it's like they know that, so they're going like, "Hey, isn't this silly?"
Yeah.
But it's like.
It's the same fucking thing as the Dr. Octopus bits and No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's
they
all
turn
that.
it into a joke.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but it's not funny.
No, it's not.
None of the MODOK jokes land because it just feels, it's just not funny. None of it's funny.
Because you're laughing. Like, don't get me wrong, we had a chuckle when MODOK came on screen because the fucking design is stupid.
It's stupid, yeah. I love how MODOK appears. He just kind of just spawns in.
Yeah. It's a stupid fucking design. It's better, and that's the thing. They hype him up as this is the hunter. Okay, cool, good start.
Yeah.
He comes on, he looks stupid, and he's like making quips and shit. Yeah. No, the joke should be he's this scary fucking hunter who looks like that. Yeah,
it's this weird thing where it's like it's almost like they want to have the cake and eat it too. Yeah. Where they've got this silly character, but then they're like, but we'll play it. Like here's like a stupid character that we could also play as stupid. When it's like, well, no, it would be funnier if you play this stupid character completely straight. Yeah. A lot of because it's like it's a bit of a different example, but like the Ghostbusters movies. Yeah. Right. A lot of people don't realize that like Ghostbusters 1, a lot of the humour in that film is played completely straight. Yeah. That film is a very silly film that is played completely straight, and that's where the humour comes in.
Yeah.
The humour comes in because it's silly, but it goes into it with a serious tone, but like the comedy comes from the seriousness.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and it's like, but then he's done the 2016 Ghostbusters, and then everything just became a joke, and it's this thing where you need to figure out what you want. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
You need to stick to a tone with that, and it's like this weird, because I mean it also does have a bit of a tone problem, and like where the film does have a dark
Kang is
scene.
in a different film.
Like there'll be a dark scene, and then you'll jump to basically a scene where like Ant-Man's talking to a bunch of fucking Rick and Morty rejects.
Even fucking Michelle Pfeiffer feels like she's in a different film.
Everyone feels like they're in a fucking different thing. You know,
Michelle
it's like,
Pfeiffer is also the most fucking boring character who's ever existed.
Yeah. No one, and that's the problem, is like, because as well, none of these characters have been given time to actually develop. I mean, fucking Michelle Pfeiffer came into Ant-Man and the Wasp. Most of that film is about finding her.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
She's not really in it that much.
No.
And it's like, there's this problem where they don't...
Also, it's fucking weird that Cassie calls Hank Pym granddad.
Yeah.
She's not related to him. Why is she calling him fucking granddad?
I don't know.
What the fuck is Cassie doing in this film?
I don't know anything.
Why is she suddenly a scientist? How many fucking years has it been since the first Ant-Man? It's only been like 7 years.
Well, when...
Why is... So, okay, wait. So Cassie... Right.
Well, there's the 5-year gap.
Let's figure out the timeline here.
Yeah.
So, not that Marvel has a fucking cohesive timeline.
Of course not.
So, Ant-Man 1 came out in 2015. Cassie says she's 6 in that film.
Okay.
Including a 5-year gap, maybe at most, I'll give him 12 years.
Okay.
So she should be like 18.
18, 19, yeah.
So why is she fucking inventing quantum...
Because she had a lot of time in the 5 years.
Oh, she had fucking 5 years?
She had 5 years to make her...
She was going to fucking school?
She shouldn't have been going to fucking school!
She had fucking GCSEs?
She's not meant to be doing a fucking GCSEs!
She had fucking homework? What's she over here fucking inventing quantum shit for? Oh, I read a bunch of journals. And like Hank Pym's like, oh, I helped her out. Mate, you were fucking blipped. You were fucking turning it into fucking dust on the ground. Someone swept you up. What the fuck is she doing inventing fucking quantum shit? And it's suddenly the signal that works perfectly the first fucking time they use it.
Yeah.
And then MODOK's like, oh, I found the fucking signal. What? In fucking 2 seconds? And how does he turn that signal into pulling them in?
The whole film is just... It's held together by fucking like duct tape.
But yeah, the beginning especially. Holy
like,
shit.
The whole like I don't even.
The quantum realm isn't a fucking. I feel like I'm watching a fucking shitty episode of a Star Wars parody.
No, yeah, I mean that's the thing. A lot of people going, oh, it's Marvel Star Wars, and I'm like, yeah, it is in the sense of it should have fucking died years ago. Like it is like Star Wars in the sense of it should have been over.
Oh my. As a last point, spoilers territory. Do you want to talk about the mid-credits and post-credit scenes? Because that's all people fucking give 2 shits about.
Yeah. Settle.
They're fucking shit.
They're bad.
These might be the worst ones.
They're just shit.
Maybe Doctor Strange, slightly worse. No, this is worse.
Doctor Strange at least has the Bruce Campbell one.
Yeah.
Which I think is cute.
This is the ones that just made me like either not give a shit or actively dread or stupid. Fucking Spider-Man No Way Home at least had the gall to edit together a fucking trailer.
Yeah.
This just puts a fucking...
This just puts like a vine of like Loki. Like the last, it's like a 30-second clip.
Jenny, I bet what they fucking did when in Premiere Pro, fucking copy and pasted from the Loki Season 2 project, put it in the fucking end credits of this film.
They took a clip that they usually give to like Graham Norton or like Jimmy Kimmel, and they just went, throw that at the end.
I swear I saw a tweet that said the last post-credit scene introduces a new character. Who? Fucking Victor Timely. Oh, it's another cat.
It's another, wow.
In the fucking first mid-credit scene, it's just Jonathan Majors being made to do a bunch of fucking stupid-ass impressions or whatever.
Stupid, yeah. Again, like, and this is the problem with, like, Thanos was a really menacing character. Thanos was one you were like, you know, when you saw him, you were like, oh, like, what's their story? They seem like an actual threat.
This just looks stupid.
Whereas I see Jonathan Majors and I'm like, I think he's a good actor, but I also think he's being forced to do very stupid things. Like he's being
When
forced.
all those Kangs are like beating their chests and going, yeah, oh, we're gonna get him.
Yeah.
And then you see the one at the end, the blue guy who goes,
Yeah, what is it? Okay.
And there's like the three who obviously like are talking. There's Egyptian Kang who has the worst CGI costume in the world, which is impressive for this film. Then you've got Sci-Fi Kang who looks boring, and you've got Blue Kang who comes in going,
Yep.
and has the stupidest fucking voice.
It's just stupid. It's just it's.
See you guys in 2 years.
Like, I'm not excited for any of these. I'm not excited to see what they do with Kang, because I'm like, I don't take this character seriously. I think he's fucking stupid. Like, I think it's a stupid character.
If this is the Kang Dynasty, count me out.
Like, I have no interest.